Hello guys, hello YouTube and wherever else you might be watching this video. I haven't really done this before. I'm not really a reviewer or a games tester, fixer, that sort of thing that you normally see on YouTube. But I do like to play a bit of Xbox One and I do like to play some PlayStation, so forth like that, my spare time. One thing that has bugged me recently though is the Xbox One pads. At first glance, you'd think that, really good pads. They're actually really nicely designed. They've got rid of the obstruction that was at the back and so forth. And over the last couple of years of using these pads, I'd actually say they feel very nice in the hands to play with. Pretty good stuff. However, Microsoft, you are guilty of a very bad crime. You have used some very shoddy components in here. Now, I've seen a few YouTube videos and people complaining about, what could be called as stick drift, sticky thumbsticks, buttons, that sort of stuff. And you know what? I was one of those people as well, as I was complaining about all those type of things as well. But here's what I've discovered and what I think is going wrong and what Microsoft need to improve on these pads in general, just to help it out, even if it's only like a little percent boost, just something, is this. If you look underneath here, if I can just try and get as close as I possibly can. If you look underneath here, look at that analog stick. Look how worn down that is. That is ridiculous. And when you go over here, you can see that this one's a bit worn down as well, but it hasn't actually warped the shape of the analog stick. Whereas this one is absolutely warped the shape of the analog stick. It's absolutely filed down. You can even see the dust that has settled around inside the analog component here. It's also all around here. It's ridiculous. It's literally plastic shavings from going round in circles on games such as FIFA. And there's a big culprit of that, because you're constantly moving around the pitch. You want to be able to move, and you knock the thing left and right, and just look at it. It's terrible. Now, just to show that I'm not joking around here, I've got a new one. Now, this one here that I'm going to show you hasn't been used to much. It's newer than the last one. You can see there's not as much dust there, but you can see, look at the analog, that is not as worn down, but yet you can see it started to wear down. Because when you first get them, they look more like that. Look at that. You can see in the camera view, it's not the greatest, but if it focuses, you can see that it's quite clean. That's because most games, unless you're playing lots of first-person shooters, don't use this as much. And even when you are playing first-person shooters, I don't know how to explain. This will be used more than this. Even though this is your look around and you want to shoot things with this tends to get more of the beating. Like if you're playing a game like Gears of War, and you're like, yeah, backwards, forwards, diving left and right into cover, that sort of thing. This is gonna get abused. Whereas this one, you kind of take more precision with this one, don't you? Because you're using it just as much as this one, but in a different way. This one, when you're playing like a first-person shooter, you are, full forward, full back. Whereas this one, you might just want to touch it just to gain that extra advantage and headshot, that sort of thing. But look, Microsoft, why would you build a pad that when you first get it, it looks like this, and after literally 4 or 5 months of continuous play, or not even continuous play, just playing sparingly, I go to work and stuff, so this shouldn't really be happening to me. But look at this, you can actually see that this one has started to warp. Now it's not so bad. That's why whenever I push down, it's not going to lock in. Now, here's the thing. If you look at this pad, which is my third pad, this one I haven't, sorry, that's the wrong one. This one I haven't applied the fix to, which is what I'm going to show you guys how to do. But look at this one. This one clearly has worn down. You can see the difference between that and that one. This one started to wear down a bit. This one hasn't worn down. You can even see in the background. You can see in this one that I'm shaking here. Look at look at the analog in the far distance. It's got the grayness around it. That one's wearing down. This one's completely worn down. This one's already started to wear down. That one doesn't look too bad down here. It's actually kept its shape. That is terrible, Microsoft. How on earth are you gonna really? Do you know what? You actually want me to catch a case here, because if I go and take like a very old PlayStation pad or a Dreamcast pad, or anything that was before this, even your very own 360 pad, I've still got 360 joypads where they work fine. Why? Because little shoddy bits like this don't exist on those pads. Now, here's the thing. When your pad ends up going like this, and it really is messed up, this is the problem you have. You're playing your game and it just... Oh, it's not doing it right now, but yeah, you can see it's sort of like locking into this position. It's not very nice. It's not... Oh, there we go. That's what happens. You're playing, and that little gap that is created causes this. It causes this. It's just that little tiny little millimeter gap, and it causes your pad to lock down into position. How frustrating is that? I'm sure there's people across the country that are suffering from this. Microsoft, why would you build a pad that, if none of the components inside break, if none of the buttons become sticky, if the thing is generally being used with care, why is it that after 4 or 5 months of using this pad, that happens? That's terrible. You even heard that little bounce effect. Look, if I keep on doing that, I'll be playing the game. Oh yeah, oh, look at that, it's stuck again. Do you see what I'm saying? That's stupid. Whereas really and truly what you want your pad to be doing, if you look at this one, which is slightly, you want to be able to just push down and it bounces back. I mean, in games like FIFA and so forth, when you're playing them, with Pro Evolution and so forth, you'll be moving your player around, and you want to be able to flick back. Sometimes even hold a neutral position while you're doing this, and then flick off. This is what you want to be able to do. But if you pull down and then it's not going back to its original native position, what is the point? So in ends, this is why I've ended up with 3 of these pads, is because they're all suffering the same fate, literally the same thing. So I developed a little fix, and it doesn't require open up your joypad or anything else. Let me get to the point now, because I've been rambling on for about 6 minutes, but I think I needed to do that because I'm sure there's loads of people out there that are absolutely, won't say the word, ticked off with the fact that Microsoft have not addressed this issue. It's a very small issue. So for this fix, what you're going to require is something like a file. If it zooms in, just any old file. I'm actually using a TotalBird file. But look, this is a file. This is what you got to do. You got to get your pads. It's quite simple. Now this is one that I've applied the fix to already. As you can see what I've done, you can see that little groove that it already created around there. This side isn't so much of a problem, and I will get around to filing off that as well. But as far as the dead zone goes in this thing, when it goes past that point anyway, it's not actually causing any difference to your gameplay, but it will go back to the position once you've applied this fix. So with the one that's the culprit, that's on its own, I decided that once I fix this one, I was going to show you guys on this one how to do it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take that, and you can see it's got a little groove inside there. You're going to take your ferrule, you're going to stick it just underneath there. Now I'm doing this in front of the camera, so it's going to be a bit tough, but you're just going to literally be careful you don't file off your plastic here and there. But if you pull it right back and just start doing this, file it down, 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 file it down. I mean, it's really terrible that I can take a file like this and actually just file it off. Microsoft, you need to sort this out. But let's bring it off there. You can see straight away that it's helping. It no longer clips back into position. What I'll do then is just to tidy it up, I'll just keep on going around a little bit more. Just file it down. So we are taking off as much of this Breville indent. Imagine that they built it with components that when you rub the plastic on plastic, it files down your analog stick. Microsoft, are you mad? I'm an avid Microsoft fan, Gears of War all the way and all of that stuff, you know what I mean? But that's terrible. That's terrible, I don't pay £45, £40, whatever it is, per pad to have it do that after a short period of time. But you know what, if you're tired of keep on having to replace these pads, just do this. Just take the pad, get yourself a file, look at the indent that's created, and just literally file that down a little bit. Once you've filed it down, you'll realise, I've done it now, I think that's just enough. Yeah, it's gone down a bit. It no longer locks. Good stuff. And now we can resume playing games as usual. Okay, this is Marcus doing a little bit of easy tech. I'm out.